What are the biggest challenges facing the Obama administration? That's just one of the questions former presidential advisor and keynote speaker Karl Rove covered during this year's meeting in Denver. And I had the chance to ask him a few additional questions. I'm here with one of the headline speakers of this year's convention, Karl Rove, senior advisor to President George Bush. Karl, thanks for coming to the convention.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't miss it.
You know, quick question for you. New year, new Congress. What's ahead in 2011?
Well, we're likely to see a lot of work on spending, and we're likely to see a lot of work on the budget and a lot of fire and fury about it. But it's not clear exactly how much bipartisan action we're going to have. That requires presidential leadership. And I think the President's State of the Union speech was a missed opportunity to set a tone for cooperation on spending and the big issues we face.
And what about the next 2 years of the Obama administration? What can we expect, especially as it relates to trade and regulation?
Well, trade is one of the rare good moments of bipartisanship. The President has come around on the Colombia, South Korea, and Panama trade deals, and we're likely to see some action in Congress this year on it. I suspect we'll see it sooner rather than later, that is to say in 2011 rather than 2012, and that's good for the country. Look, we're 5% of the world's population, and we can't maintain ourselves as a wealthy, affluent, prosperous country by taking in each other's laundry or selling each other beef. We got to sell stuff around the world.
Absolutely. But here in the United States, still consume a lot of our beef, and you know the economy is a critical issue. Yeah. Continue to hover around 10% unemployment. When can we expect that to change?
Well, the Federal Reserve says that unemployment will still be above 8% in all likelihood by the end of 2012. We got to put our fiscal house in order. The question of the economy, look, we tried stimulating. We spent $862 billion in a stimulus bill. Unemployment, which was supposed to plummet from nearly 10% to under 8% by the summer of 2009, still hovers at 9.5%. So maybe that idea of the government trying to spend its way to prosperity doesn't work. I think the American people have come to the realization we need to put our fiscal house in order to guarantee our prosperity. The way to get the economy growing again is to restrain spending, keep taxes low, and have a regulatory environment in which people can invest and follow their dreams.
And what about the 2012 election? Give us your thoughts.
Yeah. Look, it's going to be wide open on the Republican side for the nomination, and it's going to be, I think, a highly contentious and hard-fought general election. President Obama came into office with the best wishes of the American people, but he ran as a centrist and governed as a liberal, and that means he's got difficulty running for re-election. But you can't count him out. You can't count any president out. But it's going to be a hard-fought contest. Since World War II, 5 presidents have sought re-election and won. 4 have either not sought re-election because they were going to lose or sought re-election and lost. So it's a pretty close thing one way or the other. The economy is going to be the big driver, and I frankly think the economy is going to be the question in the minds of the American people are we doing the things necessary to return prosperity to our country, namely reining in the cost of government and keeping taxes low?
And last question, what would you say to the 700,000 small businessmen across this country we call cattlemen?
Yeah, well, get involved. I mean, with all due respect, I'm shocked that only 5% of the members of the organization contribute to the PAC. And, these are people who are substantial in their communities. They carry a big stick because people respect them. They know what they've done. They know what their achievements are. They need to add muscle to that by getting involved politically. And the first thing to do is write a check to the PAC. The next thing to do is to figure out how they can affect the politics of their state and their community over the next year by talking to people earnestly about the concerns that they have, their industries has, the people in the industry have, about the big issues facing America.
Karl Rove, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me. Anytime you can come to a meeting and have steak for breakfast, it's a good meeting.
It's a good day, isn't it?